Today we're getting into the latest Tesla news, including Tesla's redesigned Model 3, the FSD Beta wide release, Dolby Atmos in Teslas, and new retrofits, so let's get into it. First up today, the Tesla Semi launch event is coming up in just a few days. At that event, we expect Tesla to deliver first semis and hopefully give us final specs for the truck, including kilowatt hours per mile, so we can see how efficient this massive truck really is. Many also think Tesla will use this event as an opportunity to reveal the latest updated specs or design for the Cybertruck set to launch in mid-2023. The poster for the Semi event looks a lot like the Cybertruck light bar, so many speculate that this could happen and that they're hinting at it with this poster. At this point, it's still unclear if Tesla even plans to live stream this event, but they likely will. Leading up to the event, though, we have a few updates. First is confirmation from Elon Musk of these semis' capabilities. He said, quote, "Tesla team just completed a 500-mile drive with a Tesla Semi weighing in at 81,000 pounds. The most impressive part of this accomplishment is that these were the specs Tesla promised back in 2017. It's a few years late, but at least it's delivering what Tesla promised." Tesla's head of investor relations, Martin Viecha, tweeted about the Semi as well, saying, quote, "The Semi might be my favorite Tesla product. Why? Because most people in the investment community, including large holders that I speak to, didn't believe it's possible to make a 500-mile fully loaded Class 8 truck. Deliveries start next week. A lot of what Tesla does comes into question and is doubted until they pull it off." Daimler's head of trucks back in 2018 said, quote, "If Tesla really delivers on this promise, we'll obviously buy two trucks, one to take apart and one to test, because if that happens, something has passed us by. But for now, the same laws of physics apply in Germany and in California. Maybe their technology has changed by now, or they will be looking into what Tesla has done once these deliveries happen." For many, the launch of the Semi isn't that exciting because it's not a cheaper Tesla or even a vehicle the average person will buy, but it represents Tesla entering another space people never thought they could. They're delivering a product they promised 5 years ago, once again showing that while they often delay things a lot, they deliver. They're also delivering a massive truck with a 500-mile range. Hopefully that means that they can still deliver on their promise to ship a pickup truck with 500 miles of range. Next up today, Tesla has officially begun expanding the FSD Beta to anyone who wants it. On Wednesday, Elon Musk tweeted saying, "Tesla Full Self-Driving Beta is now available to anyone in North America who requests it from the car screen, assuming you have bought this option. Congrats to Tesla Autopilot/AI team on achieving a major milestone." This is a big milestone, although it's important to recognize that it is a much different goal than Tesla originally set. This is still very much a beta, but the expansion of it should give Tesla a ton more data to improve the system with. Many are also finding that the beta hasn't been immediately available, as Elon stated. It requires a different software version before it can be received. Quote, "There are a few requirements for you to receive Tesla's FSD Beta. Your vehicle will need to have Tesla's FSD computer, known as Hardware 3.0 or above. It also currently requires your vehicle to be on a 2022.36 update or below. If your vehicle is on one of the 2022.40 updates, then you'll need to wait until the next beta update, since the current beta, version 10.69.3.1, is based on 2022.36, and Tesla doesn't normally allow vehicles to roll back to a previous version." As noted by Not a Tesla app as well, Tesla's FSD Beta version 11 is expanding internally and to some external beta testers. That should be widening further and end up incorporated into all builds of the FSD Beta in the near future. Many are now wondering if it's worth it to pay $15,000 to get the FSD Beta, and I'd still caution jumping in on that decision. It's still very much a beta that requires an incredibly attentive driver, and an alternate option could be to wait until it's truly available to all software versions, subscribe for a month for $200, and test it out for yourself. I think subscribing is the best financial option if you really want to try the FSD Beta. Once I know that I can actually receive it, I'll definitely be trying it out for at least a month on my Model Y to see the improvement from the last time I tested the FSD Beta. Regarding Tesla's full self-driving features though, one thing that Tesla is changing for everyone, including those with basic autopilot, is detecting autopilot cheat devices. These are small weights designed to go around a Tesla steering wheel to trick the car into thinking your hands are on the wheel. They're incredibly unsafe and go against the way Tesla's system is designed, for your hands to be on the wheel and for you to be ready to take over at any time. Now, with the latest version of the FSD Beta, the car can detect if you're using one of these devices, will initiate a forced disengagement, and give you an FSD Beta strike. This code was reportedly added in FSD Beta 10.69.3.1 and should be expanding to basic autopilot in all cars in the future. In those cases, the car would likely force an autopilot disengagement and disable autopilot until your next drive. I'm glad to see this, and Tesla is reportedly working to ensure that this will detect all cheat devices soon. Next up today, Tesla's Project Highland has leaked, and it's a big one. Tesla's most important car at this point might be the Model Y, but the car that truly broke through and brought Tesla to where they are today is the Model 3. The Model 3 was radical and allowed them to finally ship a mid-level priced vehicle. It has always sold well and keeps selling, but the Model Y is taking over sales globally. With the Model Y as well, Tesla first shipped many new design and manufacturing innovations. They have more innovation, simplification, and cost-cutting planned for the 4680 structural pack Model Y, but in the meantime, the Model Y is already very efficient and cost-effective in their factories. For the Model 3, there have been improvements, but it still has some inefficiencies that Tesla has fixed on other vehicles. According to Reuters this week, Tesla is now working on a revamped Model 3. Quote, Tesla is developing a revamped version of Model 3, according to 4 people with knowledge of the effort, as the top EV maker aims to cut production costs and boost the appeal of the 5-year-old electric sedan. One focus of the redesign, codenamed Highland, is to reduce the number of components and complexity in the interior of the Model 3 while focusing on features that Tesla buyers value, including the display, according to the people who asked not to be named because the revamp has not been announced. This still has some time before it will ship, but this report says that Tesla will make changes to the Model 3's exterior and powertrain, and it will go into production in both Fremont and Shanghai. Shanghai usually moves first on a big change like this, and it's expected there first in Q3 of 2023. The speculation here is whether this change will be something radical on Tesla's side that customers don't really notice, or something radical that customers do notice. Tesla could entirely redesign the Model 3 for efficient manufacturing, but keep the look and feel exactly the same, or they could change the body of the car for the first time in 5 or 6 years. Ed Kim from Auto Pacific speculates that Tesla may want to change the look because, quote, consumers still tend to equate visual changes with newness. Tesla knows visually tangible changes are in order. In some sense, this is what many hoped Tesla would do with the refreshed Model S and X, but those cars only truly changed in the interior. Still, the refreshed interior has been enough to keep those cars feeling new and selling well. That's where Tesla could go with a revamped Model 3. Use this refresh as an opportunity to simplify and optimize manufacturing, keep the body of the car largely the same, but add other rumored features. Rumored upcoming Model 3 and Y features include a second gauge cluster display, the removal of stocks in favor of touch-sensitive steering wheel buttons like the Model S and X now have, and even the addition of the yoke itself. I personally doubt the yoke, but if Tesla is looking for interior simplification, the removal of stocks would accomplish this for sure. They are now shipping a stockless wheel on the Model S, X, and Semi, so it's certainly possible. When Tesla refreshed the Model S and X, from a consumer's perspective, they updated the interior, but from Tesla's perspective, they completely revamped the entire vehicle. It has a new powertrain, a new battery pack, a new infotainment computer, and much more, making that vehicle entirely new for them to manufacture. If this report comes true, I think we can expect the same from a Model 3, as they say it will be inspired by the refreshed Model S. Maybe they'll do something to differentiate and update the exterior, but we'll likely see small visual changes, mainly inside, coupled with significant manufacturing and platform changes that make this car much cheaper for Tesla to manufacture. This could mean that the Model 3 will now use large castings like Tesla does with the Model Y, and by Q3 of 2023, it could even incorporate 4680 cells and a structural battery pack. These could significantly improve manufacturing costs while making this car feel brand new once again. Don't expect any price cuts for some time though. Next up today, I reported last week about Tesla finally on the path to bringing Apple Music to their cars. This initially leaked on a Model S interior at the Peterson Museum, which had the Apple Music app available on screen. As a quick aside, in my last video, linked below, I walked through the entire Tesla exhibit at the Peterson Museum, including things like the Tesla Bot, Cybertruck, and more. In any case, the release notes for Apple Music say, quote, stream over 1 million songs and 30,000 playlists ad-free. Listen to your entire library, discover more music, and tune into live radio stations. To access Apple Music, tap the Apple Music icon in the application launcher, scan the QR code with your mobile device, and log in with your Apple ID. Most assume this will be a simple streaming integration, but it also raises questions as to Tesla adding Dolby Atmos capabilities through Apple Music, since it has them. According to a report from BGR this week, quote, Tesla has been working with major record labels for months to bring Dolby Atmos to Tesla cars. Once the software update rolls out, over 1 million Teslas that are currently on the road will support Dolby Atmos, including all newly manufactured vehicles. Lucid, Volvo, and Mercedes have been working with Dolby Atmos Atmos in their cars, but Tesla support should work differently here. It would be a software update that brings this feature to millions of cars already on the road. That's a very big deal and would once again show the immense benefit of software-focused cars. There isn't much in this report, so I personally wouldn't be surprised if it's speculation based on the Apple Music news. Tesla is adding Apple Music has Dolby Atmos, therefore Tesla must be adding Dolby Atmos soon. That could be the speculation, but Tidal, integrated into Tesla's already, also includes Dolby Atmos with its top streaming tier. Of course, this isn't available in vehicle through Tidal yet, but an update here could ensure that Atmos can be delivered regardless of streaming platform. Tidal should be able to do it and add it fairly easily, and Apple Music could as well once this integration is live. Hopefully we'll see both of those updates come in the holiday update this year. We'll have to wait and see, and I'll keep you posted. Next up today, one thing that Tesla has been known for in the past is retrofits. For the FSD package, if you buy it on an older Tesla, you may need an FSD computer retrofit. Then Tesla has offered other retrofits for features added to cars later on. One such example is a retrofit for the pedestrian warning speaker, which they didn't always ship on these cars. For interior features, they don't always offer retrofits, but one customer had luck with a feature people have wanted for a long time, a cargo cover. Tesla recently updated the Model Y to include a cargo cover in the rear. I have this on my 2022 Model Y, but this is a feature people have been wanting from the beginning. According to @MatthewDR on Twitter, a retrofit is possible here. He said, quote, "Thanks to Tesla service for ordering and installing the parcel shelf retrofit for my 2021 Model Y. $200 in parts and a quick install." He also included the details in his tweet as to which parts you need to ask for in his service request. It includes new pillar trims and the parcel shelf itself. If you're really set on getting Tesla's OEM cargo cover, this could be a good option for you to try out, and it's great to see them providing a retrofit in this case. However, it doesn't necessarily confirm that this will be available for anyone who wants it. If you're unable to get it or prefer a different option, there are also great third-party cargo covers available for the Model Y, and I'll link those below. Next up today, one feature that has needed a lot of work in Teslas is auto high beams. In the past, this feature performed poorly and people would just turn it off, but now it's a requirement for Tesla Vision Autopilot and it performs poorly. Auto high beams have to be turned on to use Autopilot, and when you're required to use them, you really see how badly they perform, especially at night. I've had many experiences where my car will flash other cars on the road, and luckily there is, at least for now, a way to bypass this with the left stalk. In software though, you're blocked from turning this off when in Autopilot. In any case, in software version 2022.40, many users are reporting improvements with auto high beams. In the 2022.40 release notes, there are no mentions of these improvements, but a number of users have seen improvements themselves. One user said, quote, "Was driving 200 miles in the dark the other day. Only once did the Tesla annoy an oncoming driver. Usually it annoys all of them. I rate the new high beams 7 out of 10 from 1 out of 10. I'm very excited to see this and will definitely be testing this out myself. As others mentioned, they were unusable before, constantly annoying and flashing oncoming drivers. Especially since they're required for Tesla Vision Autopilot, this is a necessary update." Next up today, Tesla has reduced supercharging prices in many areas. This is coming as their supercharger business is really growing and deploying new chargers each day. Just last week, Tesla announced that they have deployed 40,000 superchargers worldwide and counting. It's one of their biggest advantages, but supercharging has increased quite a bit recently. Some stations have seen prices at 50 cents per kilowatt hour, especially in California and Europe where increases have been seen. Now owners have noticed reduced supercharging costs in LA. This is a station in West Hollywood, dropping around 5 cents, but prices in Europe have been seen dropping as much as 10 cents per kilowatt hour. This could be a huge sign of Tesla's big advantage in charging costs, all the way down to deploying the stations themselves. Last up today, some updates about other automakers. Porsche was spotted testing out a 718 Boxster electric prototype this week. The current 718 was introduced in 2016, and Porsche is expected to move more aggressively on electrification given the success of the Taycan. They've confirmed that they'll make electric versions of their smaller sports cars, and a prototype was spotted testing in Germany. What's especially notable is that this car was disguised with an exhaust pipe and more. However, when you watch the video, you can clearly see it's electric. It will be interesting to see where Porsche goes with this, but they're reportedly planning to launch it in 2025. Over at Mercedes, many are criticizing their new subscription model for an acceleration boost. For Mercedes EQ owners, they're offering a 0 to 60 acceleration boost that can improve that time by by up to 1 second. However, it's an annual subscription that costs $1,200. Tesla, on the other hand, sells very similar, an acceleration boost that takes the Model Y 0 to 60 from 4.8 seconds to 4.3 seconds. In the Model 3, this improves a 0 to 60 in 4.2 seconds to 3.7 seconds. Tesla sells this boost for $2,000, which is a pricey software unlock, but it's a one-time purchase. This Mercedes acceleration boost is cheaper, but you have to pay $1,200 each year. So if you own your car for 5 years, you're paying Mercedes $6,000 for an acceleration boost that disappears when you sell it. For Tesla, you're paying $2,000 for an acceleration boost that stays with the vehicle. Many see Tesla's software unlocking as an unfortunate future trend, but Mercedes is really taking this to another level here, charging a lot for an acceleration subscription. You now need to subscribe to get your vehicle's true performance. Arguably similar could be said about FSD and the FSD Beta, especially at its big cost of $15,000, but many see that technology as much more valuable than faster acceleration. Over at VinFast, they shipped their first batch of VF8 SUVs to the US. VinFast's CEO said, quote, "The export of the first 999 VF8s is a significant event for VinFast and Vingroup, and a proud historical milestone for the Vietnamese automotive industry. It affirms that Vietnam has successfully produced high-quality standards electric vehicles that are ready to compete in the international market. We hope that when VinFast's smart electric vehicles roll out on the streets around the world, it will help promote the image of a new, dynamic, and progressive Vietnam to the global audience. These are expected to arrive in California around 20 days after leaving Vietnam, and customers should be receiving their cars by the end of this year. This is big news, especially since the car is coming to the US. Oftentimes we see great competitive EVs coming to Europe and China, but VinFast is shipping in the US this year. I'm very excited to try out the VF8 and eventually the VF9. That's all the latest Tesla news for today, so in the meantime, if you want to see the 4 new Tesla products coming soon, you can check out that video linked up here or in the description below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.